I love you.
Pear Butter and Bright Mac's love story is straight out of a fairy tale. It was definitely my favorite episode of My Little Pony Season 7. So I thought today we would transform Applejack into her mom, Pear Butter. Let's get started by prepping the pony for customization. I removed Applejack's head by twisting it firmly to the side, used a little bit of acetone to remove her eyes, and now I'm going to carefully remove the neck plug using an X-Acto knife and just get that pulled straight out. Before we pull the hair roots out, let's go ahead and trim this hair as close to the scalp as we possibly can. This is a really important step because the shorter the hair is, the easier it's going to be to pull those roots out from the inside. So you can see that hair is super short, and inside we're left with all of those roots. Reach in there with a pair of pliers or tweezers and pull all of that hair out until your pony is completely bald, because she's gonna be getting a new mane in a little bit. For the body, I'm gonna cut off the bulk of the tail and then use the end of my scissors to gently press the tail into the pony's body, using a little bit of acetone to remove the cutie mark. And then I'm actually going to reattach the neck plug that we cut out earlier before it gets lost. And now Applejack is all ready to be transformed into her mom, Pear Butter. For Pear Butter's coat, I mixed a little bit of folk art, light flesh, and summer peach to get a really soft yet peachy color. And let's put down 4, maybe even 5 coats of paint on the head and the body. I've always wondered about Applejack's parents. I thought it was so awesome that an entire episode was devoted to telling their story. It was so romantic. The base color has completely dried. Time to start working on her eyes. I want Pear Butter to have really large, bright, kind looking eyes, so I'm actually gonna make these a lot bigger than the original ones Applejack had, and I'm gonna try to make them a little bit of an oval shape. Now I'm going in with a really bright teal color for her actual eye, and again I'm gonna make this eye really big. I don't want to leave too much white in there because the big eyes are just gonna look really sweet and friendly. Just gonna give it a little bit of depth with a darker teal shade and a lighter one down at the bottom. Switching over to black, let's give her a really large pupil to really make her look bright and friendly. And again, I'm trying to stick with an oval shape, not really going for the round. I think oval is just gonna look so much better for this custom. Give her some nice big light reflections in her eye, one up in the corner and one tiny one down at the bottom. And then I might switch over to a thinner paintbrush to work on her eyelashes. I'm just gonna mark where I want the eyelash to end and then fill in the gap between my little dot and her pupil. This is all the painting that needs to be done to the head, so we're gonna go ahead and seal it with 3 coats of varnish, and this is going to seal in all of that paint work that we just did so it doesn't chip off. Once those layers have completely dried, we can start working on her hair. I chose the color Tiger Lily from dollyhair.com. I thought it was a really great match to Pear Butter's like bright dark orangey color. I'm gonna take this hair and cut it into sections that are 1/3 the original length of the strand, and I've actually wet the hair to make it a lot easier for me to work with while re-rooting. I'm just gonna pinch off a small section here, and this is about how much hair I use for 1 plug. I like to wrap it around my finger right in the middle, and then I'm going to use my rerouting tool from dollyhair.com to attach my hair plug to the head. This is basically a pronged needle, so I'm going to very gently catch that hair right at the tip of the needle. I do not scratch my skin, I kind of just gently lift it upwards. It gets caught right in between that prong. Decide which hole you want to put that hair plug into, press down firmly, and you can see right here that that hair plug just roots itself firmly on the inside of the head. And then you're just going to repeat this process over and over and over again until we have all of Pear Butter's new mane in. To secure all the hair plugs inside of the head, I'm going to pour some no-sew glue directly on the inside. Use a Q-tip to evenly distribute it around and then let that dry. Once it has, we can start working on Pear Butter's curls. I'm going to be using some straws and bobby pins to curl her hair today. I'm cutting the straws 1/4 of the original length, and we're basically turning these into little curlers. I'm going to grab a section of hair that I want to curl. I'm going to start with the front bangs first, grab it at the ends, wrap it around the piece of straw, and then use a little piece of tape to secure the ends. Now I'm going to roll this all the way to the scalp and secure all that hair on there nice and firmly. And then use a bobby pin to secure that straw in place. Repeat this process all over the head until all the hair is in curlers. Pear Butter has such an amazing hairstyle, but it is so different from her kids, Applejack, Apple Bloom, and even Big Mac, because all of their hair seems to be straight. None of it is curly. I got all that hair into the curlers there, and now I have some heated water. It's not boiling, but it is pretty hot, and I'm dipping the hair into that hot water. I'm not dipping the entire head because I don't want to risk ruining my paint job. And we're just gonna kind of rest that in there for just a couple of seconds. I'm gonna let that dry and cool down on a towel, and once it's about halfway dry, we can go ahead and remove those curlers. The heat has really made that hair kind of catch around the straw and make it curly. Now the ends are a little frizzy from where the tape was, but once the hair has completely dried, I'm actually just going to trim the ends off. Let's get started on her body. We're gonna be using that same custom color for the base coat. I'm gonna give her 5 coats of paint on the body, and I did put a paintbrush through the tail hole to make it a lot easier for me to paint the entire pony without smudging my paint job. This is really cool. Today we're gonna be giving her a double cutie mark. I printed out 2 of them here at my house just on regular old printer paper, and we're gonna just cut these out and actually glue them to her flank. And I'm gonna be using that same varnish that we used earlier to adhere the cutie mark to the body. I'm just gonna pat a little bit of that varnish here on the flank and very quickly grab that cutie mark and attach it by pressing it down firmly. And then we're just gonna put about 3 more coats of the sealant on top to really secure that paper onto the body. And once all the clear coat's on, it's gonna look really cool. You shouldn't have too much of a texture left over. It's kind of really just gonna look like paint and not paper. All of the top coat has completely dried, so we can give her her tail. I've already curled the hair, and I'm going to attach it to the body using a little bit of Gorilla Glue. Gonna squirt that directly into the tail hole. Grab the hair that I have secured using a twist tie, and I'm gonna place it in the tail hole and press it in using the end of a nail dotting tool. Let's reattach the head and take a look at our completed custom. Here is the mom of Applejack, Apple Bloom, and Big Mac. This is a pear butter. I've used some really small hair bands to secure her hair and tail into little ponytails because that is exactly how she wore her hair in the season 7 episode. Her eyes look really sweet, and those cutie marks definitely came out really, really nice. She is just so gorgeous. I was thinking of making another member of the Apple family, maybe Bright Mac or a young Granny Smith. Let me know which one I should make down in the comments below. I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial, and if you make your own pear butter pony, I would love to see a picture of your finished product, so send me one on Instagram or Facebook. Thank you so much for watching, Little Pandas. Until next time. Bye! You can follow me online to get the latest news and updates. Like my Facebook page, facebook.com/Manda Panda Toy Collector, or follow me on Instagram at Manda Panda Toy Collector. Want to mail me something? Guess what? You can. Mail it to Manda Panda, P.O. Box 2855, Humble, Texas 77347.